Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this kind of a loud day. I have the fan on in the window. I tried having the fan off and the door propped open, but I can be too warm at 55 degrees that the air isn't moving, and the air isn't moving this morning. No wind outside, so fan on. I hope it's not too loud. Anyway, though, it is a brand new day, and hokey smokes, looking at the clock, it's 9:36 a.m., and I'm just not getting started. Why so late? I got out of bed late. It was almost 8 o'clock when I woke up. Well, fully. I'd been awake, but I didn't want to get up because I was too tired, so I kept falling, like that sort of thing for a while, until finally I was awake enough, and it was 8 o'clock in the morning. That's 2 hours longer than I usually stay in bed, but last night I had fallen asleep in my chair, and after midnight, and woke up sometime after 1, but before 1:30, and so got to bed late, even though I had fallen asleep. I don't get restful sleep when I fall asleep here, and you need restful sleep, so I was not refreshed in any way from falling asleep in my chair here. So thumbs up, and I got to bed late as stated, woke up late, and now, oy vey. Now, one thing I have tried to do, especially, I have done microaggressions in the past, and when called on it, and because I hadn't realized I was doing it, I have tried to be much better. And especially of late, I'm speaking about the situation with my housemates. Of late, I have tried my very best to say that with this situation especially, I don't blame them in the slightest. I fully understand the situation, and I am just intensely grateful that utilities like Comcast have been paid for by them as long as they have been. I mean, they're on the phone system too, and they get other benefits from it mildly when they're not here. But they lose out on 99% by not being able to stay here. And they're not staying here. They haven't. They've paid for like at least 8 months. So, again, I don't blame them. I've tried my very, very best to not say anything bad. And yet, when I was talking on Facebook Messenger, one of my housemates said, we don't want your money if you're just going to make us look bad on the internet. And I felt terrible there because I've not tried to make them look bad on the internet. I don't want to make them look bad on the internet. I'm very, very understanding of the situation. I'm not upset. I understand entirely. I don't want to make them look bad, but I feel bad that they've ever felt that. So I feel bad that they felt that, but I did hand over the money for next month's Comcast, so I've got more internet, just like they have internet if they come here. So that's good. At the same time, that's all I know, because after talking with my housemates, I don't know anything more. They don't know anything more. They are staying somewhere else. They don't really like where they're staying, so they are actively seeking new housing. I mean, even as they've been here, because they're here, they stayed the night, and one of my housemates is downstairs right now. Good thing. I've been lonely, so it's nice to have people around. But even as much as last night, they were spending a long time on their phones looking for housing. So even though the utilities, water, power, aren't going off, and I'm having to pay for the Comcast now, the fact is, they could tell me today they found housing, and that everything is going to start right now. I could have to leave by the end of the month, or next month, or the month after. But no matter what, at the end of September, when our lease is due for October 1st, that is not being renewed. So, not counting June, because we're almost, halfway through with it, that's July, August, September. At the very, very best, there are going to be 3 months before I have to go. At the very, very worst, of course, it could still be the end of the month if they find good housing. So I don't blame them for anything. They are doing their very, very best. It is a bad situation, and they are doing what they can just to survive. I do not blame them in the slightest, even for turning off Comcast, because it's expensive. So, and they haven't been here to use it. So I don't blame them at all for any of this. This is not their fault. None of this is their fault. And even if it was, I am much more mellow about things, and I'm not going to be blaming them for stuff. Life is hard these days. So again, there we go. But the point there also, I am paid for the Comcast. And as long as, I could have to pay for it for the next 3 months, because it is my only means of social connection. I can't live without some form of internet connection. When my computer died before, and before some very, very kind people, Fluffy, Big Butt, and Nexor EH sent me things to get me online, I was going insane. So I need an internet connection, which is going to suck when I finally do have to move, because I will be without. Which, of course, because I don't know and they don't know, I'm in flux. I have to have enough so that I can at least stay in, like a hotel room when this is all over. I need to have a storage unit. I need to have a U-Haul trailer, and I need to have transport so I can get to the places, like to get the trailer, the U-Haul, and then to get transportation back when I'm done with it. I've got to be able to have transport to where I'm going to be staying, like a hotel room. I have no transport. Some places I can walk, some places I can't. So I still have to keep my GoFundMe running. I still have to be collecting money, and I still have to try and get first, last, and deposit. Now, apparently there are community resources where, when it's necessary, there are places that will help with first, last, and deposit. So it's not the end there. I gotta check into that. I gotta look into various things. I gotta keep in contact with the Veterans Administration. So it's all in flux. I still need to collect money on the GoFundMe. Just, it's not an intense emergency. Maybe. Because right now, they don't have housing, and so it's open and out there. But they could find it tomorrow, and then it's the end of the month. So everything is in flux, and and with me, with my neurodivergent, being an autistic person, I really, really need routine and habit to keep my life from feeling like it's falling apart. And being in flux is horrible. I still have not been able to find time to do things like put things in containers and go through the stuff in my bedroom and in the closet there. I went and got rid of like 80% of the stuff I had been hanging on since my wife had died. I went through and cleared a lot of that out, but I still have a full closet there, a closet here, this stuff, and then stuff in my room that I need to go more minimalist. My life doesn't need to be big. I can't take care of a lot of stuff. And if it's in closets, I'm never going to use it. I am out of sight, out of mind. On the other hand, as well, taking a look at my list on here, one of the things that my walker that I use when my arm is like really hurting, or my back is hurting, or like right now because of my neck injury, when I need to carry things, I have to use my walker. I got my walker back when my wife was still alive, so it's old. One of the things that they did for walkers, at least then, I don't know if they still do now, but for my walker then, it is almost all metal, except, it's got rubber things for the handles, plastic parts, for the cables, for the brake, such like that. Except when it gets down to the bottom. The wheels themselves are rubber, and they're on metal things, and there's metal parts holding the little axle, and there's metal screws, and then holding onto the pipe, and then doing a Y thing that goes over the wheel, so that the axle can hold, and then the wheels in the middle, so there's this sort of Y thing that hangs onto there. That's plastic. They're all plastic. High quality plastic, because my walker is apparently rated for like 250 pounds, and it won't be damaged. And it's sat in the closet outside, so it's not really a closet. The storage unit outside for, well, at least 7 years. So that plastic has been holding up, and I haven't seen any issues with it. However, when I go on my 6-mile walkies with the walker, I hit a lot of stop points. Because I have to go on sidewalks, and my wheels stop a lot, which puts stress on those little Y things on the front wheels. So I may have to be in contact with the VA to get another walker anyway, because of the stress being done to the old weathered plastic on the walker. Yay! And then the last thing I really want to talk about here is some creative stuff I was actually able to think about. I've talked about how there's the outside, weird, boring. There's just the one layer of reality. For every meter of reality, there is just 1 meter of there. If you go to the razor's edge, there is so much energy and it's so chaotic that you have the functional equivalent of 1,000,000 kilometers of there per every square kilometer. There is so much there. Now the inside is a little bit different. It's slightly more stable. There is an island. It is a gigantic 22 million mile from this side to this side island that moves upward, and in the center is actually where the Crimson Kingdom is, with the doorway that leads into the Razor's Edge. Now, even though it is an island, it is generally stable, yet not. It's still fluid. There's still like 1,000 kilometers of there for every kilometer of there. What that means is, it is still fluid geography on the inside, but on human time scales, it seems much more solid. Like mountain ranges on a human scale, they will be mountains. Given enough time, though, it will fade. Not from erosion, but just because that feature is no longer there and something else, a desert, has replaced it. It may take 200,000 years for the change to occur, but it will occur. The mountain range doesn't erode, it's just replaced. If you drew a map when you were 10 years old, if you went on an expedition and you were actually able to draw a map and you were able to draw it very, very well, like a master cartographer, let's say, when you were 74 years old, like on the edge of death, because average age is still average age, and out here we average around 74 in the United States. At the end of your life, that map would still be about 95% accurate. There'll be differences, but you could use it on a blind walk where you're just going out with nothing as a survivalist, and you could use that map successfully and awesomely to survive and get places. Your next generation, by the end of their lives, it's going to be, close. It'll be close, but not anywhere near accurate. You wouldn't really want to try and use it as an actual map to travel places, because that's the functional equivalent of following your GPS into a lake. And then the generation afterward, it's just really, if it's lasted that long, it's just put up on the wall as an art piece by the family, because it's not going to be correct. There might not even be, you might show a mountain range that the mountain's pulled back by that time. There's no mountain there. It's slow, but it's fluid and it's always moving. So, stability still counts. The Crimson Kingdom is a highly stable point because they have a population of almost 20 million within the walls of the Crimson Kingdom in the 4 boroughs of the Crimson Kingdom: east, west, north, and south, with the central district where Red Palace is, where the King in Crimson lives and governs. It is very stable. Places outside of that where there are no other stable colonies, it's the functional equivalent when you travel there of being given a rough map, but it's just like brown for dirt areas and greenish for trees, and then gray for mountain, and then only when you actually enter that area do the details become filled in. Like, hey, there's a settlement here that was intensely fluid until you actually entered this part of the map. Now that it's become clear, oh, there is a village there after all. Oh, these mountains, there is a mountain range. Over time, of course, it becomes a functional equivalent of, if nobody goes out there and keeps it stable, it fades back into this, hey, there's just gray for mountains, no details. But you put people out there because people, intelligence, the quantum knotting emits a field. The energy field of quantum knotting has an observation effect which stabilizes the fluid geography of the razor's edge and the inside, that kind of locks it down. When you leave an area, it will fade back into possibility and not be stable anymore. Taking a look at my timer there, we're at 18 minutes in. I'm still trying to do this, and I am far enough away where this part of my glasses, my far away part of my glasses, my monitor is still too close for me to be able to see through that and be able to read. It's still way too far away for the close-up part of my bifocals to see it. Normally, when I had just my desktop, which is dead still, I'm almost got this cleared up. The symptoms, not the actual problem. The MRI is on the 20th. But I'm too far away now to be able to read the monitor without my glasses properly. But anyway, though, thanking people over the past 24 hours. I'm going to do my best. I'm sorry. I'm still not awake and it's hard to see. Floramu, thumbs up. Thank you very, very much. Greatly appreciated. Always good to see you. Jesse Koskinen, thumbs up. Thank you much. Greatly, greatly appreciated. It is good to see you in the comments. I do like and appreciate the fact that you watch. It is good. And of course, Jan, thumbs up and thank you. And of course, your previous comments don't go through. I'm having issues with comments on here. People are leaving comments, and for whatever reason, YouTube isn't keeping them. Don't know why. We have Vortex, thumbs up and thank you. There's Milo G, thumbs up, thank you very much. MAR, thumbs up and thank you. 77 Arcturus, my brain and the situation and how it's all in flux. My brain hurts. We have Stephen Howard, thumbs up and thank you. There is Dolby Elmore, thumbs up with an idea. I don't know how well it would work for me though. There is Adonis Rivera, thank you very much. And yeah, I do go vlogging. Basically, I vlog while I'm out I vlog while I do everything. Everything is just vlogging. It's just I vlog while I'm playing a game, or I vlog where I go on walkies. We have Black Love, thumbs up and thank you. RJ Mitchell, greatly appreciated. Tom, thumbs up and thank you. There is Chris, greatly appreciated. Then there is there anyone else? I'm almost to the end. Susan Brazel, Brasal, I have no idea how to pronounce it, but thumbs up and thank you. Looks like 14 people who left me comments in the past 24 hours, greatly appreciated. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people, and that is appreciated. At the end of the video, if you've watched this far, here is an arm update. If you didn't watch this far, of course you don't get the update. It hurts. It weighs like 10 pounds more than this arm today. You know, this arm is just an arm. I don't feel it unless, you know, it gets tired from being held up. This one, there's that, plus everything weighs about 10 pounds more. There's still springs, it's still heavy, this still hurts, these are still really cramped up, this all hurts, especially at the wound point, but it's getting down right now, today, this morning, specifically right now, into the I can ignore it range of background pain. I can handle that. I mean, stretching it out so I can use a mouse is so everything ain't good. We're still treating symptoms, not the actual issue. Again, MRI in the 20th. So until we meet again, well, let's go on this one first. Where is my brain? Well, hopefully inside my skull. But I'm going to just try and take it easy today. I don't know what I'm going to do. I want to record something. I want to record like some of this stuff just to do it, and that would be great because I love this stuff. And hopefully you can get done the things that you want to get done. That would be awesome. But of course, don't beat yourself up. The only meaning, purpose, and reason in life is whatever you give it. So if you fail to do something, just adjust your personal expectations for it. The world doesn't care. The universe doesn't care. 10,000 years, there probably won't be a human species that we would recognize as a human species. Do you think they are going to care what you have for personal expectations of your life? Adjust your own expectations appropriately. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing. And since I'm still recording and editing through Share Factory on the PlayStation, I have to turn on the controller, and then now I will indeed say, you take care.